Can I just say, before you watch this particular video, Mark has some words for you.
We do a weekly podcast, Kermode and Mayo's Take, and these videos are just morsels taken from that podcast.
And basically, him in the glasses and the hair, he reviews the films.
Him in the smaller glasses and the smaller hair, he does all the big interviews.
Plus a load more. So wherever you get your podcast, make sure you subscribe and make sure you download on a regular basis. It's very healthy.
There's a link below.
Don't forget that bit.
The Legend of Ochi, which is a fantasy adventure from feature debut writer-director Isaiah Saxon. He's an American film and music video director previously. He co-founded the animation studio Encyclopedia Picture, apparently. So set in a remote village on a fictional island, Carpathia. It's a place where the community are in fear of these creatures called the Ochi, who are sort of large orangutan-like creatures. We had orangutans in Savages, who they hear crying or screaming from the hills and who apparently steal their livestock and terrorize them. So Helen Zengel is Yuri, whose father, Maxim, played by Willem Dafoe, takes the kids on hunting missions to track and kill the Ochi, which for him is a way of life. Here's a small clip from the trailer.
I was born on a small island in the Black Sea. People say it's a dangerous place. There are bears and wolves and something else. Something people fear is much worse.
Your parents have offered you to this cause. They say, here, make something of my boy. Protect us, save us. We are cursed with a wickedness.
The Ochi. So then in what is a kind of weird echo of Savages, I mean, they just happened to be released in the same week in the UK, Yuri finds a wounded baby Ochi, and she finds it in one of her dad's traps, and she doesn't kill it, but she takes it home to look after it, which is kind of like the orangutan in Savages. And essentially, this creature is a cross between E.T., who wants to go home, and Mogwai from Gremlins, you know, the cute version of the Gremlins, with the Mogwai's with the place where it all begins, but with teeth. The creature is created using a mixture of puppetry and animatronics. And if you see the film and you like it, have a quick look at the behind-the-scenes stuff about the puppetry, because the puppetry is amazing. I mean, it is really properly amazing, like 6-7 different puppeteers all working the puppets. So anyway, she's estranged from her father, as I played by Willem Dafoe, who tells everybody that, you know, he lost his wife to the Ochi, but in fact, her mum, Dasha, played by Emily Watson, is out living in the wilds into which her daughter now ventures. So it then becomes a quest, also a chase, also a coming-of-age story. It is a very, very odd film. Right from the beginning, because the framing, it's 1:6:6, which is a ratio which doesn't get used a huge amount. Anyway, 1:6:6, it looks very 70s, almost like a kind of found 70s film at the beginning. The village is a pestilential place full of mud and misery and dysfunctional families. Everyone looks weather-beaten and addled, and Defoe is all kind of wild-eyed anger, and Emily Watson looks like she's been living in a windswept chimney, constantly smoking. The film is 12A for moderate threat and injury detail, but honestly, I mean, you kind of almost thought it would have been 12A for moderate threat and injury, but 15 for pestilence. It's not comforting kids' fare at all. In fact, it's tonally closer at times to something like Rare Exports or Troll Hunter. And it's quite a hard film to get into, since there is in the setup so much, embitteredness. It is about this community who are just completely overrun by this fear of the other, the fear of the outside, the need to go and kill these creatures for no apparent reason. And then when our heroine's quest starts, her dad follows along with an army of boys with spears. And the story is all about, why are they terrified of the Ochi? What are they actually terrified of? Do we have to live this way? And it becomes a parable about constructed myths that we tell ourselves as how we become the people that we are. Apparently the budget is it is fairly low budget, but it looks pretty amazing. I've seen some critics compare it to movies like Dark Crystal, Neverending Story, I think largely because of the puppetry involved. If you watch the trailer's got Hounds of Love, or a version of Hounds of Love on it. But in fact, the score is by David Longstreth, who's the guitarist and vocalist of the Dirty Projectors. And the score is really something. I mean, if I still had a Scala show, I would be playing the score from now until the end of the year, because the score is really quite astonishing. I mean, I would be really interested, because I can't figure it out, be really interested to know how audiences respond to it, younger audiences in particular. Like I said, 12A, so it's not for the very young at all. The 12A means 12, and it's not sugarcoating things in the same way as Savages did. And I spent a lot of the movie thinking, I just don't know how the target audience will respond to this at all. But I'd be very, very interested to know, because although I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it much whilst I was watching it, afterwards, my admiration for it has increased. So I think it's a real head scratcher of a film. I think there are some remarkable things in it, not least the puppetry. I think that some of the storytelling is very hard to get into, but I'd be really fascinated to know what 12-year-olds, if people have, 12-year-olds go to the cinema, let me know what you think, because I wonder whether the beginning might just be too bleak. Then again, bear in mind, as a young kid, my mum dropped me off at the cinema to watch Kes, because it was a U certificate film and she had shopping to do, and that took me weeks to get over.